If you are a retreat host or you are planning to host a bachelorette or a any event where you may want a ton of products that are gifted from a brand, then this video is for you. I 2 months ago had reached out to over 80 brands and essentially shared that I was hosting a retreat for women who were looking to experience rest, ease, and luxury. And I shared a bit about what exactly it was that my event was about. And from that, of course, there were some brands who were like, hey, love what you're doing, but we don't have budget to support this, or we are maxed out with the amount of PR that we've been able to give this year, which was understandable. But then there were some brands who were like, OMG, I love what you are doing. It is directly aligned with our mission, and we would love to be able to gift you some products. And so I wanted to share a bit about what that process looked like. So the event that I had was in the middle of November. And so I was probably a little late in starting the outreach, but I started reaching out the first week of October and, shared what the event was about, what they would get in exchange for the products. And so what I did was I had a welcome bag reveal video. And so each of the brands that had donated products. I gave them a shout out, talked a bit about the product, and tagged them in this welcome bag reveal video that I then posted to Instagram. And so that was one of the deliverables. The second one was a picture of their product in a special location that aligned with the vibe of that product within the villa. So, for example, um, for the toothpaste. So there was a company called No BS, and they essentially made toothpaste tablets where you chew on the toothpaste tablet, put water on your toothbrush, and go ahead and continue brushing your teeth. And so for that one, I had that placed in the bathroom, and I chose different parts of the villa for different products based off of what they did and the vibe. So yeah, to recap, shared what I was doing, where I saw alignment with the brand, what the deliverables were, and then asked for specific products instead of asking like, hey, can you send me something? And I think that helped a lot because it then showed that when I did my research, for the brands I had already used their product, I shared what I loved about that product. And from there was conversation. Some of them were automatic yes. Others asked for a bit more insight around why I wanted to work with them, and which is understandable. But there were also some brands where I was just sharing like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And it was a no-brainer for them to want to support. So I will say that it does take a lot of outreach if you know that you want like five products, for example, to be in a welcome bag. Ideally, and this is just purely off of my experience, like you'll want to find the contact information for at least 50 to 60 brands minimum. So once I had created the template for what I was going to be sending to all of the brands, from there I went on a mission and used a lot of my recruiter skills in finding people's email addresses, people's Instagrams, and even leveraging other um, videos out there on TikTok, for example, to figure out brands that were actually had a reputation or a track record of gifting products. So that is where I would say that's like what took the bulk of the time was one, finding products that had given PR in the past. Two, finding both their Instagram and their email addresses. And then three, there were some products where when I went to their website, they actually didn't have an email address, and instead they had like a contact temp form that you had to fill out with like your name, email, what you're reaching out about, and all that jazz. So The follow-up is definitely something that you need to also do in the process. While I did reach out to these brands in October, some of them who actually said yes, it wasn't the first outreach, it wasn't the first DM. Some of them, I had a sequence where I would reach out on a Tuesday, and if I didn't hear back, I would reach out again on Friday. And if I didn't hear back, I would say, okay, this will be my last time reaching out, and I would reach out the following Tuesday as well. So, if you don't hear back the first time around, try again. And there's companies that have a very active person on Instagram, for example, but then the email side of things is a bit slower. So know that the delay and the either like no, not right now is not denial for the, you know, maybe for the event, but also for future events. So I'll give an example. There's actually a brand that said no to gifting product for the event itself, but they offered to send me free full-size products for their future launches, where all I had to do was use it and review it. And I'm talking like $100 plus worth of product. So it is a journey. Have your spreadsheet. And on the spreadsheet, what I did is I had the name of the brand. I had the Instagram account handle. I had the email, if applicable. And then I had a three different columns as well. One of them was for initial outreach, the date that I reached out. The second one was for, take two for outreach. Then the third column was take three. And then after each of those columns around the outreach, I had yes, no, whether or not the brand said yes or no to the product. So I would say, if I could think of how much time it took. I would definitely have one day where you're focusing on finding the Instagram accounts. From there, have another day where you're focusing on, ideally when you reach out to them on Instagram, it's, hey, this is what I'm interested in doing. Can I send you my pitch deck? And then I have another day blocked off just for sending out pitch deck. And then I had another day blocked off for the follow-up, like within a week. I'm talking like within a week span. So like Sunday, for example, spending 2 hours finding the Instagram handles, and then doing the TikTok research for, there's some TikToks out there where they did provide the email addresses. Then the second day doing the outreach on the emails, and then third day um, doing the follow-up. So hope that helps. I think you don't like closed mouths don't get fed. You don't know what people are willing to do or give unless you put your vision out there and you ask for the support. And if you can create a pitch deck where it is very clear what the mission is. It is very clear how a brand or a product could fit into what you're already offering. That is the ultimate setup where this now becomes a rinse and repeat. And the only thing that I really had to edit in my outreach was the name of the brand, the product that I was asking for. And, when I was doing the second outreach, it's just like, hey, following up here instead of, hey, hope you're doing well. Da, da, da. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Um, Pitch deck. I think I did like a 6-page pitch deck. The first one was, about me and who I was. The second page was around what the event was and what I was looking to provide for those who were attending. The third page was around um, dang, now I'm blinking. It's literally was 2 months ago. The third page was around deliverables, so what I would provide in exchange for the product. The fourth page was for add-on. So let's say a brand was like, cool, I love the idea of a picture and being featured in your welcome bag reveal video, but I also would love a video just of you using my product in the villa. That was a separate add-on, and I provided like all of my pricing for that. And then the last page was my contact page where It was like, if you're ready to work together and if this is aligned with your brand, here's how to contact me and get started with next steps. Yeah, the welcome bags were a treat. I'm definitely glad I followed through with all of the efforts and getting that first yes from, it was actually Black Girl Vitamins who was my first yes, where they were, excited and asked for like my shipping information and all that. But getting that first one was like, okay. You got to believe in yourself and then paint the vision and allow others to believe in you. So, yes, the ladies love the welcome bag products, and I'll definitely continue doing this. So if you are looking to pitch for brands, I reach out to me, like send me a comment or a DM, and I can see how I can send some stuff over to you. But if you are on the receiving end and want to receive a welcome bag as part of my future retreats, I do have my 2026 watch list. Ooh, she's sleepy. I do have my 2026 wait list up for the retreat that I'll be hosting in the middle of 2026. So if you are interested, I will drop the link in the video description for you to learn more. But I hope this was helpful. Again, um, there's tons of generous brands out there who do want to support in ways that they can. So um, definitely let me know if you are interested in wanting to learn more about that outreach process. So hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.